guys, welcome back to another video. Well, it's the end of the month and that means that we're going to be going over some numbers. As a reminder, we're going to be looking at two owner-operated trucks. One is a Reefer operating under our original company that is almost 3 years old. The other one is a dry van operating under our new baby company that is just 2 months old. Now, the comparison is not going to be completely fair because the working days don't match for both companies, but what we will do is use real numbers to predict what the income would look like if it was a full 31 days. Ready? Let's go! So as always, I have my beautiful board set up here. This is my favorite tool to use, and let's go over some numbers. So here we have the Reefer with the work days, which was 26 work days out of this month and 5 missed days. Then we have the dry van, which had 18 days of work and missed 13 days. Why did this happen? Because we were preparing another truck for our new driver. So anyway, let's go over this. So for the Reefer, the total miles in those 26 days was 11,007 miles. Now on the dry van, the total miles were 8,343 miles during these 18 days. Now for the gross income. The gross income on the Reefer truck was $50,030 this month, which is pretty good for the month of January. Clearly, the market is not slowing down anytime soon. Now, for the dry van, the gross was $32,930 in 18 days. Now the rate per mile, and the way I'm going to calculate it is with all the deadhead, including non-work related deadhead. So I'm just going to divide the gross by the miles. The rate per mile for the Reefer was $4.54 per mile. For the dry van, it was $3.95 per mile. We actually did a ton of deadhead that was not related to loads, but that's, again, it's another story. Now, the average income per day, and the way I'm going to calculate is I'm going to take the gross income and divide it by the total work days. So for the Reefer, the average amount we were making per day was $1,924.23 per day. So this is what we were averaging on the Reefer. Now on the dry van, it was $1,829.44 per day. This was the average per day, considering that the gross income was 32,000 something and dividing it by 18 working days. Now for the expenses. The expenses on the Reefer were $12,308.54. On the dry van, the expenses were $11,786.86. I hope you guys can see it. I'm literally laying back on my chair. Now for the net income, which is the most interesting part. So I'm just going to take the gross minus the expenses. The net income on the Reefer was $37,721.46. Oh my God, it's so hard to write. On the dry van, the net income was $21,143.14. Now, for the RPM, rate per mile loaded, I have a system that calculates it, and basically this is the rate per mile only for the loaded miles when you're on a load. For the Reefer, the rate per mile only for loaded miles was $4.82 per mile. For the dry van, it was $4.80 per mile. So not much of a difference considering the fact that this company right here is only 2 months old. Okay, so now for some predictions. Since neither truck worked a full 31 days, we're going to even the playing field. And what we're gonna do, what it's going to look like if the dry van and Reefer worked a full 31 days. And what we're going to do is we'll take the average per day and multiply it by 31. So if the dry van worked a full 31 days, it would average $56,712.64. This is using the average of $1,829 per day, multiplied by 31 days. Now for the reefer was averaging more per day. So in 31 days, the reefer would have made, and again, this is just a prediction, $59,651.13. So the reefer would have made approximately $3,000 more than a dry van had both of them been on the road for a full 31 days this month. So the question is, what do I recommend? Getting a reefer or a dry van? Now, some of you might be thinking a reefer hands down because it's making more money. But I want you to consider some things, and for that, we're going to start with a fresh board. Okay guys, so I broke it down a little bit, and what I wanted to show you is the expenses portion. So something you will notice on a reefer is that we don't have truck and trailer expenses here because this truck was actually bought out cash. Now on this one, we have truck and trailer expenses right here. Now, another thing I want you to notice is the insurance cost. Because the reefer runs under a company that is almost 3 years old, the insurance cost right here is about $600 less than right here. And my board is moving everywhere. So it's about $600 less. Another thing I want you to consider is the fuel. So you will see here's the fuel on the dry van, here is the fuel on the reefer. Now, please consider that the reefer did almost 3,000 miles more than the dry van. And on top of it, the reefer has a Thermo King unit that needs to be refueled as well. So the question is, why is the fuel expense on the reefer not so much higher than the dry van? And the reason is this: the truck on the dry van has a fuel tank. One of the fuel tanks is not working. So what happens? It means that the fuel runs out very quickly, and I do not have enough time to find the best fuel on the way before the fuel runs out. Now, to give you an idea, and I average these numbers out, on average for the reefer, we get fuel for $3.86 per gallon. This is our average for the reefer fuel. For the dry van, the average is $4.22 per gallon because there's simply not enough time to look for a refueling station that will save that price, because this truck keeps running out of fuel because of that iffy tank that we have to fix. We haven't fixed it yet. We have to do it because clearly the fuel is eating up all our profits. So what I'm trying to say is, if you had a normal truck with a working fuel tank, with both dual fuel tanks that were working, plus if you didn't have your truck and trailer payments, if after 3 years you pay them off and they're all yours, and your insurance cost went down because you're no longer a new company, the dry van net income would probably be higher than the reefer net income in this market. The thing that's slowing us down is not the gross income per se. The thing that's slowing us down is the truck and trailer payments right here. The insurance that's $600 more expensive than on the almost 3-year-old company. And of course, this horrific fuel cost because of that fuel tank. So this is just something I want you to take away. I really hope that next month I'll have better numbers to compare where both trucks are running approximately the same amount of time. And that way we can look at which one is really better, or get a better idea of which one might be more efficient. Well, in terms of efficiency, I can tell you right now, dry vans are way more efficient than reefers. For a reefer, the average wait time for loading and unloading is 3 hours. For a dry van, the average is 40 minutes. So you get loads quicker. Very often on a dry van, they will unload you a day early. On a reefer, it's usually strict appointment time. So dry vans are more efficient. However, in terms of numbers, I am not 100% sure yet. I need to keep comparing and I'll let you know next month. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one.